What up, peeps and peepettes? MorbTron back today with more Dauntless? More Dauntless. Yep, that is right. I looked at this game back in August. And back in August, it was in closed alpha, which is pretty neat. And now it's in closed beta, and it's going to be an open beta early on this year, 2018, which I'm really looking forward to. This game, when it was in closed alpha, there wasn't a whole lot to it. The combat system was fairly archaic. It was kind of a hack and slash. I was very unclear on where to go. Progression was not clearly marked, and I never got my Slayer, or my character, which this lady is right here. Yeah? You want to give me a thumbs up? No, you don't want to. How about now? Yeah, now you do. Okay. I never really got her leveled up at all. Killed the first couple monsters, which are called behemoths in this game, and that was about it. I revisited the game a couple days ago, and I have gotten hooked once again. I should say, just gotten hooked to begin with. I never really got the itch after playing it the first couple times, but I gotta say, like, I've put in, I don't know, way too many hours the last couple days. There's a crafting system in the game now, and I've only begun to scratch the surface of the crafting system because I'm still a low level. I think I'm like level 8 or 9 currently, but there's different vendors around the main hub. You can make different types of swords. That's like the beginner sword. That's a sword that does 20% against enraged behemoths. These all come from these sword materials come from the actual behemoths that you kill themselves. So this Gnasher blade, you get the Gnasher hide from killing Gnashers, and you can make a sword using their leather hide bone stuff. I don't know. There's a Shrike sword. There's different weapon type for every, or different weapon modification for every type of behemoth that is currently out in the game. So there's Charogs, there's Skarns, there's Quillshot, Shrike, and Gnasher. There are a couple others, but I haven't gotten leveled up enough to face them yet, so I can't make their weapons. But I've seen a couple people using them and walking around with them in the town, and they look amazing. And I'm sure they are amazing as well. So there are currently 5 weapon types in the game. There are swords, which they're swords. You can attack pretty quickly with them. You can do different combos with each weapon type. With a sword, it's all about landing hits, and the swords themselves do extra damage to the tails of different behemoths. So far, every behemoth I've run across has some sort of tail, and you're able to cut them off after some time using a sword. The axes have a stacking damage buff that you can put on the enemy target. I currently have the Shrike axe equipped, and it's up to level 2. And each, like I said, each weapon modification type within each class, like swords, axes, hammers, chain blades, and I haven't unlocked Warpike yet. The different levels of it, if there are in the game yet, I'm not real sure. This is a closed beta, but they all do different things. So the modification for the Gnasher is 20% damage to enraged behemoths. Shrike is 25 extra part damage on next hit after a dodge. What they mean by part hit is that you do extra damage to like a limb or something that you can permanently injure on a behemoth to weaken it or make it slower or make it so it can't use one of its attacks. Quillshot does 120% extra damage against wounded parts. So certain weapons or certain abilities will put a wound on a limb of a behemoth, and if you're using a Quillshot weapon, you do extra damage against a wounded limb of a behemoth. The Charog is a fire-breathing Blastoise, basically, is the best way I can describe it. It looks like a turtle without a shell, and it shoots fire everywhere. It's pretty mean. It's one of the harder enemies I've faced in the game so far. so far. I'm sure there's harder ones. So this weapon does extra fire damage on top of 120% extra damage versus staggered behemoths, which axes and hammers can stagger behemoths because they're really hard-hitting weapons, but they're very slow. Then the Skarn axe, or the Skarn modifier is 120% damage versus behemoth heads. So, do more damage if you hit them in the face. However, that is a risk-reward because they'll bite you, or shove you out of the way, or punch you in the face, or do something else. Now, the hammers, other than just being a very slow, heavy-hitting thing, basically have shotgun shells loaded into them, and one of their abilities that the hammers can do is they basically do a shotgun blast out of them, which is pretty neat. Chain blades are basically like your sneaky, fast-attacking rogue class of a weapon. You can latch yourself onto an enemy and reel yourself in, or make yourself disengage from a target to get out of its way. You do much lighter attacks, but they're very rapid, and the chain blades can cause limb damage, so that people using like the quill shot weaponry can do extra damage to limbs and eventually cut them off, which is kind of neat. The war pikes I've been playing around with. I can only make the improved version of the borrowed or the beginner. You basically do a bunch of damage and you can load a charged like sniper shot into this spear, which is very hard to land. But it's very rewarding when you do, because it does a butt ton of damage. But we're going to go into like a lower level thing here once I'm done kind of explaining all this stuff, to kind of show you what the game is about, because the combat system has changed since August when I last played it, or when I last showed it on the channel anyway. So, and then you have, so the weaponsmith is there, you have the armor smith over here. That's one of the new weapons that I cannot make yet. That axe right there looks pretty neat. And the guy's wearing armor that I cannot yet make. Pretty neat. The borrowed set of armor is pretty lame-o. That's just what you start with. And then each behemoth type has their own armor. They are going to be adding in other armor that you can craft that doesn't require behemoth parts later on, probably in the open beta. Which, like I said, is coming in early 2018, and the game will basically be free to play at that point, which is pretty neato. Right now you have to pay to get into the closed beta. However, it's not much. The Shrike armor set, they all have different things. Like the Nasher set gives you stamina regen. The Shrike set gives you a reduction in stamina cost for your dodge roll. The Quill Shot makes you do extra damage to behemoth parts like their limbs, but it reduces your maximum health. So you want to get in, do your damage, and get out. The Chara set does the same thing that the Quill Shot set does, but it gives you fire resistance, but it decreases your frost resistance. And I think the frost behemoths come later on. I haven't encountered any yet. And then the Skarn increases your maximum health. So right now I have a mixture of Skarn, Charog, Shrike, and Nasher to kind of give me a fair amount of everything. I'll kind of show you what my loadout is. I've got the Charog, I'm sorry, the Skarn chest piece. I've got Nasher gloves. I've got Charog legs, or greaves is what they call them in the game. I've got Shrike helm, and the lanterns are kind of what hold your super ability energy. And you can put different modifications in each of these things that will give you a power up, like extra speed after doing a successful dodge roll, things of that nature. And then, as far as the weapon combos, I'm not going to go over every weapon combo. I can highlight them in their each episode if you all are interested. If this video gets enough attention, gets enough likes, things of that nature on the channel, I will make more content about Dauntless. So if you like this, you want to see more Dauntless, definitely hit the like button. and, you know, leave a comment saying whatever you want. You can be nonsense. You can even say, hey, bananas are tasty. Be fine with me. Just something to show your support on this episode will show me that I need to, or I'm able to, post Dauntless content without losing viewership over my Destiny videos. So there's different combos for each weapons. The axe, what I'm using today, has a vertical attack and a horizontal attack, and you can hold each of them to charge them up respectively. The horizontal attack can be you can move while you're charging it up. The vertical attacks, you have to be stationary. And then once your super energy or special meter gets full, you can hit Q, and then you do a big downward slam attack that grants a temporary stackable damage buff against the foe. So if you have multiple people using axes and you all hit at the same time, bingo bango, you're doing a ton of extra damage. So each of the weapons kind of play in together. You don't want to stack a bunch of one weapon. So you'll just end up hurting your team. Always want to go into the mix. You can form a party on your own. You can form a guild if you want to, or you can just kind of roll the dice and queue up and hope you get paired with people that know what they're doing. I am going to... Ooh, that's a new hammer. I haven't seen that hammer yet. That must be from a Frost Behemoth, I'm assuming. But yeah, we're going to queue up for just a lower level one, because some the ones that are at my level, the battles can sometimes take upwards of like 15 to 20 minutes, and this video has already gone 12 minutes of me just explaining stuff. So we're going to do a low-level thing. I'll show myself beating the living crap out of a behemoth, and then if you guys like it, like I said, show support. I'll make more of this stuff. Alright, so the group of randos that I am with is on the ground. We're going to hunt us a behemoth, and I am way over-leveled for this area, so I should beat the ever-loving piss out of it. But we'll see. But first we have to actually load in. Hey, there we go. So while you gotta find it. There's no other other enemies in your area yet. They're still making changes, a lot of changes to the game. They'll make sweeping changes if they feel like it, if the player feedback says to do so. They've already made sweeping changes to the game since alpha back in August. Which I'm really, I'm glad to see that, a young developer such as this is dedicating themselves to their community so much that they're kind of taking the idea of their game, giving it to their community, and then saying, hey, what do you guys want to see? They take that feedback, they put it into action, they get it done, they release it, bam, hey presto, you have a community that isn't super toxic. Those that shall be unnamed developers probably learn a thing or five. So we're currently hunting for the behemoth. There's resources to collect. You can gather aether from these goats. Don't worry, you don't kill the goats. You just smash them with your weapon, and they get sleepy for a little bit. But as you see here, you collect their aether, and then they get right back up, and they're going to go do goat stuff. So, for whatever reason, smashing something in the face with a giant axe, knocking it to the ground, doesn't kill it, unless it's a behemoth, which is fine with me. I'm fine not actually killing defenseless goats. So we've found a Chara, that's what that is. And I'm going to light a flare to let the other guy know that we have found it. And I don't really feel like waiting for him. And now that I have my weapon out, it's actually draining my stamina to sprint. Which, whatever, it doesn't matter. So Chara, you see, shoots fire stuff everywhere. Bunch of fire, mumbo jumbo, all over the dang place. I got hit with something. Yep, okay. I actually do have a little bit of fire resistance, though, so a Charog really isn't all that threatening to me. Especially with the amount of gear that I have. And we're going to charge up his attack. And we're going to do one of those. And one of those. And that blue meter that you see filling up underneath my stamina, that is my lantern meter bar. Which is my special attack shenanigans. So you can just kind of hack and slash your way through this if you want. However, doing the combos will get you special energy quicker, and you'll end up doing like combo damage, which is pretty neato. And my favorite combo to do with this class is this one. Alright, it is Enraging. So every behemoth is going to glow red a little bit. And then do more damage. And there we go, I just did like 1,625. Ouch. I just got punted right in the face. And there we go. Okay. So I'm going to heal up actually. Drink a potion. Kind of embarrassing that I'm getting hit by this low level dude. And now everybody is doing extra damage. Yeah, it's like a Fire Blastoise. Alright, so one of the teammates is down. I'm on fire. Being on fire sucks. Alright, so he actually revived himself because he has the ability, the item to do that. I don't have one of those with me. Usually your friendos are more than capable of reviving you. Ouch. And if you get hit while doing a combo, it does break the combo. Combo breaker. Like there, just broke my combo. He's probably going to get peeved. I'm going to do my buddies a solid here. Okay, I'm going to get hit in the face again. That's what I'm going to do. Let's not get hit in the face again. Let's roll our happy butts away from him. Put down a campfire, which does like an AoE heal. Oh, that guy just got his face broken. Let's charge up his attack, and... okay. He did not want me charging my laser. I just cut off his tail. So even axes and things like that can cut off tails. But swords do bonus damage to the tail. And he's dead. Kicked his face in is what we did. I'm gonna put my banner down. Biggity bam banner. And then at the end of the hunt, when you kill your behemoth, you get a rank. And then the person that carried the team is called the Bastion. Or did the best. Or carried, like I did with these guys. Whatever. And then, yeah. Okay. No worries, mate. We all learn somehow. And then it's like, hey, here's some stuff. And then you can rate your match for whatever reason. I'm just gonna put 5. Whatever. And then that's the end of the match. And then you get sent back to the town. Now, eventually they're going to be adding more stuff. Where you can go out and explore, I believe. But right now it's just go out, test the boss fights. Go out, test the stuff. Go out, test the stuff. And get sweet loot for it. And it's actually really fun. Even though it's kinda, you know, it's the same bosses all the time. You get different levels of bosses. Upgrade gear. Do a bunch of damage. Beat stuff up. you know, eventually this will be a free-to-play game that's funded by loot boxes, not necessarily pay to win. In fact, I don't even, like, you can get free loot boxes and free silver. Let's actually open up the store really quick and see what all you can buy, because I haven't even looked. I'm going to take a look-see here. Yeah, you can buy stuff like emotes, and you can buy supplies, which might let you craft gear. You can buy different banner stuff. Let's see here. You can buy experience boosts. Yeah, you can buy experience boosts, things like that. Yeah. So it's not like super pay to win. Looks like all the dyes and stuff you buy using their in-game currency shenanigans. I currently don't have any because I don't feel like spending money on the game. But they do have some free dyes that I might pick up because free dyes are cool. But yeah, so that's going to be the end of this episode. So if you liked the Dauntless content, if you want to see more of it on the channel, especially it goes into open beta, and they give us more of the game to test, you know, hit the like button, make a comment, you can say whatever you want to. Like I said, you can say bananas are tasty, you can say you don't like bananas, you could just say bananas, banana phone, whatever. But that is going to be it for this episode, so if you liked it, guys, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, you want to see more of my daily shenanigans, hit that subscribe button. If you have anything to say, that's what the comment section's for. Do not forget to have a good day, everybody, and I'll catch you all next time. Thumbs up.